Breaking news coming in. Jamat-ud-Dawah's Abdul Rahman Makki has said the Pakistan Prime Minister did not support jihad in Islam and that's why he was disqualified. Yes, that's the information coming in.
ओ मियां साहब फंस गया ना तू जिहाद की मुखालफत करके फंस गया अल्लाह की कसम कुछ भी नहीं ना पजामे में ना पनामा में तुझे बद्दुआ लगी है मुजाहिदों की मुजाहिदों ने दुआ कर दी अल्लाहुम्मा मन अरादा बिल जिहाद वल मुजाहिदीन सूअन फाशगिलहु बिनफ्सिही और तर्जुमा इसका बड़ा सादा सीधा है ऐ अल्लाह जो जिहाद के साथ मुजाहिदों के साथ बुरा सोचता है अल्लाह उन्हें अपनियां बादे मियां बह गईयां कि नहीं अपनियां.
So this was the reaction of Abdul Rahman Makki. Remember, he is the Jamat-ud-Dawah Supremo and the brother-in-law of notorious terrorist Hafiz Saeed, and that was the soundbite that he made at a rally there earlier in the day. Ashish Singh, Strategic Affairs Editor, live with us on the broadcast. Ashish, what significance, if any, does this statement of Abdul Rahman Makki have?
Well, everyone in Pakistan, every big institution, including the terror organizations, be it army, judiciary, the opposition, and the terror organization chiefs, all of them are taking the decision of Pakistan 5-member judge bench on Panama Papers against Pakistan former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif in its own way, giving its own spin, giving its own color. And the bite we just heard of is Makki, who is the brother of Jamat-ud-Dawah chief Hafiz Saeed. He is someone who has been always of the opinion that the Pakistan government must come out openly in support of their quote-unquote cause in Kashmir. Pakistan former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has never been of the opinion that the Pakistan government should support these Pak-sponsored terror organizations, despite being aware that Pakistan Army and ISI uses these kind of Pak-sponsored terror organizations to wage war against India, specifically in Kashmir and in few other terror cases in other parts of India as well. That's the reason why when Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has been shunted out by the Pakistan Supreme Court, it becomes pretty evident in one of the speeches of Makki that Nawaz Sharif has been shunted out because he did not support the cause of their jihad. This also helps us understand what kind of expectations the Pakistan-sponsored terror organizations have from the Pakistani government. Pakistan Army and ISI openly, financially, moral-wise, logistic-wise, in all these aspects supports these terror organizations, be it Hizbul Mujahideen, be it Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jamat-ud-Dawah, and any such big terror organization which is being sponsored by Pakistan is given full support financially, logistic-wise and training-wise by the Pakistan Army and ISI, not only indirectly but in certain cases directly as well. But Pakistan government refrains, at least under the leadership of the former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, it has openly refrained from getting directly involved in the giving support, financial or training or logistical support to these terror organizations. That is primarily because of the pressure from United States. But the terror organizations have always been expecting that the Pakistan government must support their cause in Kashmir, and that's the pain, rather, I would say, has come out in this speech that Pakistan Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif did not support their cause of jihad, their fight in Kashmir, and that's the reason why he has been punished and shunted out. Okay?
All right. Well, Ashish, just stay with us as we turn to the next angle developing now in this story. A massive development certainly across the border in Pakistan. Yes, the Pakistani Supreme Court disqualifying Nawaz Sharif as the PM in the Panama Papers case. He and his family were charged with corruption. All 5 judges hearing the case decided unanimously against Nawaz Sharif. The JIT probing the case had found glaring disparities in Sharif's family's known sources of income and actual wealth. What ultimately exposed the corruption was a Microsoft font Calibri used in the forged documents that was actually not in use when the documents were said to have been prepared. It was Sharif who ousted Sharif. Well inside Raheel's coup de court, two inside men got the job done. Brigadier Saeed Noman, DG Internal Security, Brigadier Kamran Khurshid, Military Intelligence, both were part of the JIT and were Raheel's loyalists. Those are the breaking updates coming in. Interesting details tumbling out from Pakistan. Ashish Singh still live on the broadcast with us. Ashish, there seems to be a link developing to former Pakistani Army Chief General Raheel Sharif.
Well, that's right. Remember, India conducted surgical strike under the tenure of former Pakistani Army Chief Raheel Sharif. Quickly after that, Raheel Sharif wanted to react in a more intense manner in Kashmir against Indian Army, but that was something not allowed by Pakistan former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. And since then, there has been a very bitter relation between Raheel Sharif, the former Pakistani Army Chief, and the former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Now, the reason I'm told is something that the Pakistani Army wanted to have control over the policies of Pakistani government towards India. But Pakistan former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif did not let it happen, nor Raheel Sharif was given any elevation or any plump posting after he retired as Pakistani Army Chief. And that's the reason why Raheel Sharif was very unhappy with the former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. And after Qamar Javed Bajwa, the current Pakistani Army Chief, who was handpicked by the Nawaz Sharif government, since then he had decided to do some kind of coup. As far as the government stability is concerned, it's an elected government. Government was very strong politically. They could not do, Raheel Sharif and his team members could not do anything against Nawaz Sharif as far as the political aspect is concerned. But this is exactly what they have done. In the joint investigation team that was investigating former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif along with his family members' role in the Panama Papers leak case, Raheel Sharif managed to get two of his close aides. The names is there on the screen. Both are brigadier rank officers. One is a retired officer. The two close aides of former Pakistani Army Chief Raheel Sharif, Brigadier retired Saeed Noman, he is the DG, the current DG of Internal Security in ISI, and Brigadier Kamran Khurshid, he is from Military Intelligence. Both these people, officers, were embedded in the joint investigation team. They were officially part of it. It's a little surprising to understand what are the two Army brigadier rank officers, one serving and one retired, is doing in a joint investigation team which primarily deals with money laundering, the Benami properties and the financial transactions. It's obviously out of the purview and the specialization aspect of a brigadier rank officer of any army. But the two brigadier rank officers, one retired, one serving, were embedded in this joint investigation team, and that's the reason we have a very heavy report against Pakistan former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. That's because former Pakistani Army Chief Raheel Sharif managed to get two of his close aides, senior Pakistani officers in the JIT team. So it is no less than a coup attempt by the former Pakistani Army Chief. Hitanshu?
So these, of course, are certain details coming in from Pakistan, of course, about two inside men who could possibly have got the job done, which, of course, will lead many now to look at, Ashish, what the army's role will be going ahead in Pakistan.
Well, as far as the current status of Pakistani Army is concerned, it appears more stable as compared to what it was, say, during 1999 under the Prime Ministership of Nawaz Sharif. Remember, quickly after Kargil War, Pervez Musharraf in the similar fashion was unhappy with Nawaz Sharif's leadership and his approach towards India as far as the bilateral relations are concerned, and that's the reason why we witnessed this coup by the former Pakistani Army Chief General Pervez Musharraf. Current Pakistani Army Chief is much more stable. He is someone who has been handpicked by Nawaz Sharif. He is considered very close to Nawaz Sharif, and that's the reason the military coup chances are very, very less. But these two officers' names, who are close aides of former Pakistani Army Chief Raheel Sharif, suggest that there was an attempt to at least destabilize the government, that they have managed to do successfully. what will be the further role?
Now it will also be interesting to look at, Ashish, what General Bajwa's role will be. General Qamar Bajwa, of course, someone who was appointed by Nawaz Sharif to succeed Raheel Sharif, whether he was complicit in Raheel Sharif's plot, whether he's actually backstabbed Nawaz Sharif, or whether he just played along as a mute spectator.
Well, primarily it was being handled by the judicial aspect of Pakistani army. As far as whether General Qamar Javed Bajwa's role, active or passive role in this particular conspiracy by former Pakistani Army Chief Raheel Sharif is concerned, that is something unknown yet. But going by the past understanding of relation between former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and the current Pakistani Army Chief Qamar Javed Bajwa, it appears that they share a cordial and very understanding relation between these two. But you never know. We are talking about Pakistani Army and ISI. They are known for taking U-turns. They are known for having the characteristic of unpredictability and unreliable aspects. So going by these recent past activities of the Pakistan Army against their own leaders, against their own government, it would be safe to say that the Pakistani Army Chief, current Qamar Javed Bajwa, is neither this side or that side as far as the coup attempt by the Pakistani former Army Chief is concerned. We'll have to wait and watch what would be the role and the power of current Pakistani Army Chief Qamar Javed Bajwa. We know this entire conspiracy has been hatched by the former Pakistani Army Chief Raheel Sharif, but it would all depend on the stability of the Pakistan government. Remember, the next general elections in Pakistan are due next year, so it's just a matter of a few months now that all the political instability, the opposition becoming active at the time when Pakistan former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has been ousted by the Supreme Court, and the family members and few other ministers as well. The entire cabinet has been dissolved. So all these instability factors would play a key role in deciding and helping us understand what would be the role of Pakistani Army, specifically the current chief Qamar Javed Bajwa.
Well, indeed, those, of course, are the big developments taking place in Pakistan since the morning. And now, of course, the background really coming out on NewsX. Ashish, stay with us. We're getting more reactions coming in.
इंशाल्लाह ताला पाकिस्तान तहरीक-ए-इंसाफ अपनी हर जिम्मेदारी पूरी करेगी और इंशाल्लाह ताला हम अपनी भरपूर किरदार अदा करेंगे कि पाकिस्तान की जमहूरियत बेहतर से बेहतर हो। अब क्योंकि अब रूल ऑफ लॉ आ रहा है, अब कानून के शिकंजे में बड़े बड़े लोग आ रहे हैं, तो मुझे यकीन है कि ये जमहूरियत के लिए सबसे बेहतरीन मौका है। मैं तमाम लोगों को मुबारकबाद देता हूँ, एक दफा फिर मुबारकबाद देता हूँ।
आज के फैसले से हैरानगी नहीं हुई, लेकिन अफसोस जरूर हुआ है। वज़ीर आज़म मोहम्मद नवाज शरीफ तारीख में, सियासत में और अवाम से हमेशा सुर्खरू हुए हैं। जब जब मोहम्मद नवाज शरीफ को पाकिस्तान के सियासी मंजर से हटाया गया, तारीख और पाकिस्तान अवाम पहले से ज्यादा तादाद में और पहले से ज्यादा मेजॉरिटी से मोहम्मद नवाज शरीफ को वापस पार्लियामेंट में लेकर आई। पाकिस्तान मुस्लिम लीग नून इस फैसले की तफसीलात को देखेगी, आईनी और कानूनी माहिरीन से मशवरा कर इससे जो भी लाएअमल होगा उसका फैसला करेगी।
This is all orchestrated, totally orchestrated, and this will happen every time. any Prime Minister in Pakistan reaches out to India, this will happen.
But does it not set a right example for us, for us as a country? Because there are many people whose name have appeared as far as Panama Papers leak are concerned. Many Indians, from Bollywood to other industries whose name have appeared. Does it not set an example for us?
We are very different from Pakistan. I am quite certain that all those people who have parked money overseas, who have parked black money overseas, they will be caught and they will be prosecuted. That is what we do. We are not Pakistan. That is what we do, and that is what will happen.
Ashish Singh still live with us. Ashish, the immediate fallout, of course, being on who will succeed Nawaz Sharif, given the fact that we are expecting a press conference from his party a bit later on in the evening, which will probably spell out their plan of action ahead now.
Well, that's right. As we speak, hectic communication between the PMLN leaders, including the Pakistan former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's family members, are currently underway in Islamabad. There are 4 to 5 different probable candidates that are being discussed currently. What would be interesting to see is what would be the kind of choice. Would it be someone who would be decided and handpicked by Nawaz Sharif, or the party, the PMLN party, would decide exactly what who will be the next Pakistan Prime Minister? Remember, all these factors would be included as far as the Panama Papers case is concerned. The Pakistan Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's family members' involvement in this case is concerned. There is going to be a 6-month-long period. Remember, the Pakistan Supreme Court has mentioned that the National Accountability Bureau must register a case and should start the investigation. The entire case must be, the trial must be completed in a span of just 6 months. The elections, the general elections in Pakistan are hardly a year away. In 2018, when the elections are going to take place in Pakistan, and if the committee and the trial of National Accountability Bureau and their trial is completed before the elections, so just before the general elections in Pakistan, depending on the outcome of that report and the trial would decide the fate of Pakistan. For that, these factors are being considered by the top leaders of the PMLN. There are 4 to 5 different names, including the current Pakistan Speaker and the current Petroleum Minister as well. Their names are also being considered. So obviously, people who are the politicians who have good relations with the Sharif family, the former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's family, they will be the one who will get a priority. In just few hours from now, I'm told that we should expect this announcement from the Pakistan Prime Minister's office, that who has been chosen as the next Pakistan Prime Minister. The Indian government is very, very keenly watching every development that is taking place in Islamabad. Remember, the next Pakistan Prime Minister would certainly have a direct and influential role as far as India-Pakistan relations are concerned. Now, as far as the leaders are concerned, the Pakistan Muslim League, Nawaz, the PMLN party, they are conducting series of meetings to decide his successor. I'm just trying to get the names from my sources as far as the 4 politicians are concerned. The first name, as I mentioned, is the current speaker. The second name, I'm told, is Shehbaz Sharif. Remember, he's the Chief Minister of the Punjab province of Pakistan and brother of the former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. He's also one of the key contender and the frontrunner as far as the race of Pakistan Prime Minister is concerned. The current Defence Minister Khwaja Asif is also one of the names that are doing the rounds. So, and fourth name, as I mentioned, is the Speaker of the National Assembly, Sartaj Ayaz Sadiq. So these are 3 to 4 different names who are the tall leaders of PMLN.
Ashish, just stay with us. We're getting breaking developments coming in now. Maryam Sharif has reacted to the verdict, says today will pave the way for Nawaz Sharif's resounding victory in 2018. So a strong reaction coming in from Maryam Sharif there, Ashish.
Well, that's right. The first reaction coming from the family of former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. This is very interesting what Maryam has tweeted. There are 2 tweets in which Pakistan former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's daughter Maryam has mentioned, I quote her, another elected Prime Minister sent home, but only to see him return with greater force and support, and soonest, inshallah, stay strong PMLN. This basically is the tweet addressing the supporters and the cadre and the politicians of PMLN. Second tweet that mentions that today will pave the way for Nawaz Sharif's resounding victory in 2018. He will be unstoppable, inshallah. Rok sake to rok lo. This is certainly the language and the content of these two tweets by Nawaz Sharif's daughter Maryam is directing towards the people of Pakistan. The cadre, the workers of PMLN party, trying to get that faith reimposed in the PMLN and the Sharif family. Apart from that, there has not been any official announcement coming from any of the, or the reaction from any of the family members or Pakistan Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif himself. We are waiting to hear from Nawaz Sharif what would be the name of the successor of the current Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. That would certainly be very, very interesting. Remember, under Nawaz Sharif, except a couple of leaders, there are not many tall politicians in PMLN as far as the control and command over party is concerned. That would be very interesting, whether he will choose Defence Minister Khwaja Asif or the current National Assembly Speaker or his younger brother, Hafiz Sharif, who is the current Chief Minister of the Punjab province of Pakistan. Let's wait and watch. In next few hours, we will get the name of the next Pakistan Prime Minister announced. This is what we have been told from Islamabad, that in next few hours we will have the name announced by the former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and his party members of PMLN as far as the next name is concerned. Uday?
Now, interestingly, from this family reaction, it could seem that someone from the Sharif family itself will take over office. Could Shahbaz Sharif then be one of the main contenders, Ashish, as you were pointing out earlier?
See, as far as the family members are concerned, most of the family members have been embroiled in the entire Panama Papers leak case, except the younger brother, Shahzab Sharif. He is, as I mentioned, is the Chief Minister of Punjab province of Pakistan, and except him, neither Maryam nor any of two sons of Nawaz Sharif can be eligible for this, because this investigation has included these two members,
right.
Maryam and the two sons as well.
Right,
so
Ashish, just stay with us, So that, of course, are the big developments coming in there. The first reaction, of course, from Maryam Sharif coming in, saying that this will pave the way for a resounding victory of Sharif and the PMLN in 2018. Remember, the next elections are, of course, expected in 2018. So even as the decision on the next Prime Minister is awaited, it will just be a stopgap arrangement, given the fact that there is about a year or possibly less than that left for the next general elections in Pakistan. Ashish Singh back with us on the broadcast. Ashish, what further details do you have for us?
Well, we are showing to our viewers the first pictures of the party members who are meeting, including the cabinet members of the Pakistan government, which has just been dissolved. That basically suggests the hectic meetings that have taken place. These pictures have been tweeted by Nawaz Sharif's daughter, Maryam Sharif. In this you can see the former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. There you see, other than in addition to him, there are at least 20 to 25 different senior leaders of PMLN present in this meeting. These meetings have taken place in Islamabad at former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's PM house just few hours ago. Maryam basically trying to do is she is basically conveying a message to all the cadres, to the people of Pakistan, that how strongly the entire PMLN party is standing behind Nawaz Sharif and his family members. These are basically symbolic pictures, messages that are being conveyed from former Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif's daughter Maryam. Remember, Maryam is also one of the top contenders as far as the next generation of Nawaz Sharif is concerned, but obviously she does not hold any great position officially in PMLN party.
Right.
That's the reason it's not the right time for her to go for this. These four pictures suggest that the entire PMLN top leadership was present in the meeting to decide the next Pakistan Prime Minister.
Right.
Okay.
We'll have to leave it at that. Unfortunately, Ashish, we are out of time. But thanks indeed for joining us on the broadcast with all those details.